Alright, we're starting today, taking out this aging unit, put in something new, something better, something cheesier. I've never liked the way aftermarket looks in a car, but whatever. It's easier to replace the radio than to replace the car when you want new features. First thing we're going to do so we don't kill ourselves or any equipment is disconnect the positive terminal of the battery. So just a 10mm socket will do the trick for this particular one. And we'll just have that taken off. Only takes a few turns. Should only take a few turns, and it's off. Hooray! And we can verify that battery's been disconnected. Turn on accessories. Nothing happens. That's a good thing. And instructions, yes, I have them. Shut up. Instructions say remove this small panel down here, and that will reveal 2 screws, and this entire fascia will come free, I hope. There we go, getting something. There we are. That's done, and there are indeed 2 screws. Instructions are very vague about this, but I think I see some clips there. Okay. This is kind of interesting. Oh, hello. Alright, got in the bottom 2. There's 6 clips apparently. Metal, I hope. I've gotten the bottom 4, and just 2 up here. Trying to get at. But I don't want to break anything because this is not my car. Okay, hey, there we go. And they are metal. Okay, cool. So, nothing broken, I hope. There is more than one cable attached, which makes sense. There's lots of controls on this panel. Alright, it turns out it's not prying up the clip. That actually slides back or to release, which, yeah, that's a little better build quality than I was expecting. Given this is a Chrysler product from the Daimler days. But, panel is now free and clear. I can now work on the radio. And we will be removing 4 Phillips screws, folding it together. The choice of screws does worry me a bit. I probably wouldn't use screws with that kind of thread, but I'm not the one making the car, so. Okay, screws out, and it just comes right out there. Another worrying that there's only 4 screws holding that whole thing together, and these screws go into metal holes. I would have used, like, I don't know, metal screws for that, but again, I'm not the one making the car. Alright, got a series of connections back here. Antenna, speakers, and power. So. Alright, we've gotten it loose. The these connections, there's a little spring clip there. It's on the bottom. Release that. This actually goes to a CD changer, an aftermarket CD changer. But nobody uses CDs anymore. And the antenna connection proved more difficult. This is a snap lock antenna. What you gotta do is get some needle nose pliers or something, and grab right there around the collar, lift it up, and with enough force, the entire connection will come loose, and the empty socket looks a little something like that. So, old radio. This is. I don't know what's going to happen to this because it's not my radio. So, here's a new one, still in the packaging. Pioneer unit. No, I'm not paid. This is just the unit that my mom bought. And got all sorts of stuff from Crutchfield. Installation kits, microphone, adapters. These are my tools. So, Yeah, shout out to Crutchfield. They if you want to buy something for your car, go there. This is the new mounting bracket. I'm going to pop that on there, and then using the 4 screws from earlier, secure it in there. Apply our last screw, left-handed. And now, super secret instructions say put in the sleeve. I'm starting to wonder how that's supposed to support the radio, but I'm sure all things will be clear in time. But this is our antenna adapter now. The main bezel is installed. That's the cable going to the speakers. That's something else. And this is the DIN sleeve, which you're going to slide in and then press down these metal tabs down there and just holds it in with just friction. I mean, nothing else holds it. But we are now in the process of connecting the adapter wire harness, and that's a laborious process because I don't have a real crimper. I have instead been using a multi-tool, and that's serving its purpose. It's nice of them that they pre-strip these wires. Every single one of them, except for those. I'm about to mess with those. Alright, now we've got all these wires crimped together. I had to borrow a crimping tool. I didn't have a really good one. Everything should be good. We just had to cap off the power antenna connection because this car does not have a power antenna. And we're going to use trusty old multimeter, make sure all the connections are correct. Luckily we got nice exposed pins on that side and mostly exposed pins on that side. So we'll just double check everything and we should be good to go. Alright, all the connections worked out. So they're going to attach the adapter harness. One-handed, maybe. There we go. It's in. And that's going to lead to there, which plugs into the back of the new unit right here. We got some extra connections here. One is for steering wheel controls, which we don't have. It's just screws on there. And one for the microphone, since this is a Bluetooth equipped unit. These connections here, these are for preamp outs. So if there's an amplifier already in the car, you would use that, like an aftermarket amp or something. And antenna adapter goes in there. So we'll make the connections, and then this entire unit should just slide right in quite easily. Alright, it did take some finagling, but to get in, and we'll just slide all the way until it clicks. And voila, we have a radio installed. Alright, we have reconnected the battery, so here goes nothing. We should have, there we go. We have stuff. It's asking for setup. I will tell it yes in a few moments. First, we're going to put this panel back together. It should be a simple matter of just snapping on since those metal clips were there. Let's turn that off for a sec. And reattaching those 2 screws, putting that little panel back on, just snaps right on. So that's the radio done. And then I'm next going to eat a sandwich and put a new torque mount in my car. Now we're getting to the torque strip mount. As you can see, it's some age on it already. It's only been a few months, and already all the oils come back. So by putting in this new mount, we should rectify the problem. That's barely degraded, but what we're really worried about is this part in here. Okay, like I said, there's our come along and the ratchet strap, which won't ratchet. That's just going to be an extension. We'll tighten that up, maybe tighten up the ratchet strap a bit, and just snug it up enough so that the engine doesn't rock around too much when I pull that torque mount loose. Alright, as you can see from our GoPro and the phone, we've got our winch shored up here. We've got Got a 13mm socket. I think that's the correct one. I'll find out in a second here. It's a Titan. And I don't think it's... Might be just there's so much crap on there. Or may have been a 15. Give me a sec. It is indeed a 15. So there we go. Oof. Okay. That was good. Oh, that's a really oily bolt. Which means I may just have a new leak somewhere. Loose. Hey, you're loose. Cool. That was easy. Just take this out. Alright. I just want to take a minute here, take a look at the old one. Doesn't look too bad. I guess cleaning the engine last time I did this mitigated some of the problem. But all the same, this is rubber, it will degrade. It's just a matter of time. So, away with that, and with this shiny one, which will probably outlast the rest of the car, depending on what I do with the car. Here, it's slightly bigger on one end than the other. Bigger goes to the front, I hope. So, we'll see what happens. Actually, it looks like bigger end goes towards the back. That's interesting. It's hard. I think our come along might be in the way a bit. Does that fit in there? Oh, this is gonna take some doing. Shit. Alright. Let's get side one in first. While we're here. Unfortunately, tight quarters. Can't really see. Oh, there we go. And let's tighten down bolt number one. For now, we have the same problem we had last time. Yeah, we've got too much of a gap between the mount and the hole it's supposed to occupy. So we're going to hook our winch back up. That fixes the problem. Now I need a hammer. Block of wood. Okay, problems we've been having is the barrel inside is a little too big. Now that's either a manufacturing defect, which I hope not because this part was like 50 bucks, or just putting so many torque mounts in, I've bent the bracket. One's definitely more likely than the other. So I've knocked that out with a big long screwdriver, this one in fact. And now we're filing that down just a millimeter, maybe two, just so I can get the damn thing in. Just nod your in, front already in place. So. You get up there. There we go. Yes! Ha 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 ha. Thought you could pull one over on me, did ya? I do believe this is now secure. Alright, just a few final tightenings. Make sure it's all snug in there. I can hear the washer grinding now. There's that one. And there's you. You're already. Yeah. So, all right. Alright, so there we have it. This is now the shiniest part of my car. What I think happened is this bracket, because I've had to put so many mounts in it, has gotten tighter. And it may come through better on the video than from the angle I'm looking at. But as a result, we filed down the inner barrel on this end of the mount, take off 1, maybe 2 millimeters. So we were able to snug it up in there, and then securing the front end first, we were then able to attach the come along and just gradually drive that home. It's definitely more work than I anticipated it would be, but there we go. Another Leadfoot in the can.